Well, hi. This might be a bit unusual for a video. I don't think I'm gonna be uploading this, but I likely will. Really. I don't even know where to fucking start. Well, if you're new to this channel, hello. I have been uploading on this channel really rarely, but have been streaming just a tiny bit. Mainly being a new fish unit is coming out on Arknights. That is pretty much it. And if you know my channel already, well, you know damn well why am I here. Let's just... actually no, let the fucking chat roll. I have recorded my 3 AM predictions and thoughts and prayers and all this kind of stuff for what I want to see, what I hope I will see, what I hope I will not have to see. Like, for example, certain fucking enemies like eggs, which reflect fucking damage. Well, no, they don't reflect damage, but they fucking explode, and they explode really bad. So yeah, I have written them all here. Yeah. For Ishmael, well, we already got the answer. She's gonna get Scotty, Ego. For Faust, maybe Gladia, but probably Calcit. Personal favorite, Siege. I will not elaborate because there's a lot of lore that I also do not know. For Gregor, personal favorite and closest match for me is Lee, but objectively, Lena can also happen. And if we are going with the fish theory, then Oripathy is also, like, on the table. And Honglu, honestly, he could be Spalver, because of the entire, like, story about rediscovering yourself, maybe. I feel like it could be partially connected, maybe a Taff ego. But yeah, I am mainly hoping for Mizuki, for Lumen, maybe Phantom, but I doubt that we will get them. A minute is left before this starts, so I actually let it play out a bit. Well, I'm gonna be real. I have no fucking idea what to actually expect. I know so much, yet I know so little, and the fact is I'm really fucking excited to the point where I'm about to stop talking at all. I'll be in complete awe, and maybe contempt. Real shoot. Oh, wait. Pause. I am recording. Thank God. Volume to the max. That is all that we need to see right now. That is all that we need to see. "30 more seconds before absolute cinema. I am not mentally ready for this. And I do hope you realize just how much this matters for me as a person who loves Abyssal Hunters, who loves the entire fish ocean topic a lot. And Kanto 5. I fucking love Kanto 5. I don't care what anyone has to say about that. Okay, let's go! What could possibly go wrong on a funny little boat? Limbus Company. Are you done, Tim? Where am I? Standing by the Iberian coastline. Okay, how are you feeling? Hi, I'm here. We were silent. Okay, this is really similar to Undertides already by the music. And they said a dimensional door is connected to some very, very distant to some event. Okay, here you go. Title Elegy. Oh! Nice. Okay, so it's named after her skill 3. Holy shit. Okay, they cooked. Hey, she Ego. Hi, Scotty. Corrosion? Oh, fuck! Yes, she's completely Seaborne like the corrupting heart. The moments as well really mimic the Elite 2 art, I would say. There are many in Terra who are suffering from a disease. Yep. Disease crystallizes, spreads deeper. It's called Oripathy. to remain oneself. Wait, what? Ling? Holy shit, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it. What a fucking idiot that I am. Holy shit, he summons a dragon. I should have figured, actually. He is like Chinese dragons, all this type of stuff. Highling. Oh no. To remain oneself, so all of the eagles. Okay. Oh, this is so fierce of the tarnished blood. Holy shit. However, the two of them operating fundamentally different fields. Manager dumps application decision to engage. I see, that's how it is. It is, at least what Faust is judged. Okay, calls it? Yes! Come on, meltdown! All of them are named after skills. Count it!
멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을 구하시길.
Holy shit. Yeah, all of them are named after skill trees of the operators. That looks beautiful. And she becomes monster. Expected. Are these all gonna be HD egos? Surely Gregor is gonna pull up. Corporations are by their nature organizations in pursuit of profit. Yep. Yet the activities of the occupation resemble those of charity organizations. I love this beat, it's so similar to Arknights. You have no fucking clue. I'm brilliant glory! Yes! Yes! I'm standing up, it's a bald eagle! This song is going to be tarnished. I'm standing up for this one. And not just my legs alone. Holy shit! This is beautiful. Holy shit! This false glory. Yep. The Inquisition also experienced many people in Crusade. The language is new, but the ADHD is pretty similar to the city folks like us. The following links, kids avoiding the back streets, the form difference, your essence remains. Amiya! Wait, Japanese? Okay, that's unexpected. I did not think they'll give it. Yes! Reaper! Reaper! Yes! They actually give us enemies! And they are mixed! From the first two words! Official note of national altruism. That both versions of humanity should never lose sight of. But there's no such thing as absolute when it comes to the value of life. Rebellion de las masas. Yes! Yes! Holy shit! How the fuck does that meme go? There is no fucking words on this green earth that would describe how unfathomably erect I am. Holy shit, there's so much to talk. First of all, enemies. Thank fuck I predicted some of the enemies. I did not expect some of them to appear like that one. Oh well. Well, you don't need to see that, do you? Yeah, 5 minutes. Actually, to be honest, I was predicting that it's gonna last like 7 minutes with all the egos and stuff, plus the lore and all other type of stuff. But still. Holy shit, where do I even begin? Hit the order, of course. Let me pull up the chair. I was standing up for the entire, like, almost, the entire time. Goddamn. I'm just gonna turn the sound a bit. Dante, I think. Are you Dante? I assume that's Doctor. Where am I? We're standing by the Iberian coastline. How are you feeling? Yep. Oh, that's Amiya, my bad. I should have fucking realized. Oh well. Yeah. I'm Amiya, the leader of Rod's Island. Please, just call me Amiya. So, Iberian coastline. Well, all the Arknights players know this, but I explained this in my Yep video, which is private simply because I am so not gonna edit it. But the Iberian coastline is basically the one region, the closest region, Iberia, to the sea itself, and has been actively suffering from the Seaborne and like the sea itself throughout quite a long period of history, like with big events, small events, all this type of deal. So yeah, we are in the fucking, well, not epicenter of it, but on the dangerous edge from these cunts. Okay, and we have been found by Amiya. Okay. Dante, manager at Limbus Company. Beautiful. I know it's late, but thanks for saving my bacon. Huh? The fuck? Motherfucker, were you cooking something in the middle of a fucking visit to an Iberian coast? Bitch, you don't have a mouth. His ass is not eating. Recently, anomalous signs and events have been occurring in Iberia ever since a mysterious dimensional door appeared. Now this is really fucking important. And there is really no proper way to explain this either. But in the middle of certain regions of Terra, which is Arknights' universe, basically portals like this have been coming out. And they have been corrupting the nearest wildlife as well as the people, like them turning into collapsals, just being almost like possessed. And with their facial expressions, or like the face or the eyes, like usually being overshadowed or darkened with just a something that resembles like a hollow star or a black hole instead of like a usual face. So, yeah, that is really fucking terrifying. But thank fuck we are not fighting anything from that type of degree. Because most of these enemies that we fought were usually in integrated strategies, basically roguelike in Arknights. Specifically the part in Sami where all of this has been happening. And let's just say that the enemies, the collapsals themselves, are not really strong, but they can really rush you. Like, they don't have really strong kind of stats, but they can be unpredictable, and the biggest problem is their fucking speed, like unreasonable speed. Appeared at sea this time, okay. And they said that the dimensional door is connected to something very, very distant, to something we've never observed before. So, sorry if I keep like that. I am apologizing for that. Thankfully, I wasn't doing that for my first reaction, but, well, I hope you understand. I'm really fucking excited still. Jesus fucking Christ. I need to calm. I need to lock in. Jesus fucking Christ. Geeking out like a motherfucker. Yeah, so these have been opening in the sea, which is a big problem. And the fact is, the portals themselves are connected to a soon-to-be-released, hopefully, we are still coping, almost like, not even a spiritual successor or a sequel, but almost like distant future from the world of Arknights, so Arknights Endfield. And these portals are basically a really crucial part to understand if you want to get into Endfield, just so you understand how the hell everything started, I guess. But explaining that is gonna mentally kill everyone if I start yapping about this. Simply because I don't remember most of it. But that's the small bits of life. That doesn't matter. What matters is egos! immediately just a fucking beautiful fit. I did not expect like a bow tie, which really is really fucking cute. I don't remember what's this from. I think it's from a this kind of crown. It was on a altar version of Scotty. It feels really similar. I cannot fucking pinpoint it, like what specifically that is. But she is using like an anchor as her weapon. Scotty was usually using like a greatsword and only using an anchor in one of her, like the last skin that was released for her. And the other like unit in Arknights that was using an anchor is also Ulpianus, like the very first Abyssal Hunter, so probably one of the strongest super soldiers made by Aegir, which is like Atlantis, which is, well, they do need these super soldiers to like fight off what is basically a hive mind. Like they live in the fucking epicenter of it, technically, so. But the waves will carry you out of your element. That's the swing. That's new. Yep. I'm sorry, did she kick them? Girl, I was not familiar with your game. Hold on. It looks like she like actually kicked them, which would be, first of all, really fucking cool, but also pretty reasonable because all of the Abyssal Hunters, like the super soldiers, they look really similar. They use really standard weapons. Well, at least really simple weapons in terms of the type of damage that they deal. Just so the Seaborne cannot adapt to them, because that is basically the entire thing. You try to kill them with something, and a week later they're just gonna adapt to it and don't give a shit. So really, what is basically helping Abyssal Hunters to work with Seaborne to begin with, like dealing with them, is just natural strength, which is technically coming from the blood of the Seaborne, which is in the, well, system. Also, Jesus fucking Christ, that looks really good. Yeah, with all the cuts as well. Like all of these corners, all these cuts. Almost like a signature visual effect for Scuddy's attacks. That's nice. She's so fucking cute. I love you. Please appear in the story. Oh, that's what I saw that. Yeah, there you go. That's what that was on the hat. That is really nice. This is beautiful. All the corals, little fishies. They have them both on the Scuddy's art and Scuddy the Corrupting Heart, which is her altar. Which we'll get in a second, I'll explain. And yes, holy shit, she has a meter too, goddamn. Holy shit, for a second I thought those were horns. Hell nah, the anchor is in her head and that acts as the fucking horns. Holy shit. Yeah, I heard something like crack. Unfortunately, that's not me. Yeah, this really resembles the form of the Seaborne that is being used by Scotty. Forget I said anything. Hey, Carmen, listen. I know we are yet to meet. I understand. Egos are kind of connected to you. You do like to put roses representing you and your nervous system in abnormalities and egos. But what do you mean by that? What do you mean we get an actual Carmen reference, or well, lunacy technically reference, rose reference, on a collaboration ego? What do they mean by that? What do they mean by that? Jesus Christ, okay. Mind you, I will not be trying to pull up all the imagery right now, like for you to compare. I'll just do this in editing. When I will get to editing, really. Yep. Rise from the long dark. Chosen church's name to the CSC. Yep. Yep. All the fishes are on. Is it a fork here, though? Probably a 4-coiner. At the very least in the corrosion. I'll be cutting coins later, honestly. And checking out enemies, like specifically when we'll get to them. Unless I'll get super excited over noticing someone I know. Now, there are many in Terra who are suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes, it spreads deeper and deeper into the infected's internal organs, and eventually culminating in their death. It's called Oripathy. Oripathy is basically the biggest issue in the world of Terra, considering that it has technically no cure. The only thing that you can do is basically like delay the inevitable, really. The entire point of Oripathy is that the simplest way, even though it is quite comedic to explain it, it's basically a rock cancer, with benefits and serious drawbacks. Basically, if you're infected by Oripathy, first of all, you can infect others because of the shards. If you get stabbed by one of those at any point, you'll get infected guaranteed. And yes, anyone that is suffering from the disease is referred to as an infected. Even though it is really simple and also feels like almost like separation of the groups, this kind of thing, that's kind of the point. Now, yes, once the crystals continuously grow inside your body and outside of your body. And at some point, if it reaches a critical level, you'll basically succumb to those and turn into dust. Like all the crystals are gonna start falling apart, as well as your body is gonna turn to dust. And the dust can also infect others, if you inhale even just the slightest bit of it. Now, what are the benefits of having a fucking cancer? Magic. The thing is, the arts, which is basically the magic system in Arknights, is completely relying completely on Originium as a kind of like, not even a conduit, but almost like you need something connected to Originium, which is like the thing that can actually give you Oripathy, but also is one of the most used things currently on Terra because of its technological possibilities. Like it can power fucking guns, because there is no gunpowder in the world. It can power cars, engines, whatever, almost whatever you desire. And the magic system is also based on that, but the drawback is, if you are trying to pull something out of your ass without any proper knowledge, or trying to go over your limit as you are infected by Oripathy, you are nearly guaranteed to worsen your condition, and by a lot. So you really need to think carefully, or use alternative methods to use arts. Like arts units, for example, any kind of conduits or staffs or whatnot. I did not fucking I should have fucking expected that. Genuinely. I should have fucking expected that a character based on a Chinese book is gonna be based on a Chinese character, which is released on a Chinese New Year. Jesus Christ. Now, Hongul's ego is based on Ling, one of the 12 basically Suyib siblings. That's how we refer to them. All of them are based on certain kind of not even virtues, but types of work, types of techniques. So basically one is based purely on medicine, the other on cooking, the other on filmmaking, the other on fighting. All these kind of type of arts not connected to the magic itself. And Ling, first of all, was really fucking broken in the game. Technically still is. Simply because she's a summoner. She can summon the dragons that you have seen just now. And which have absurdly a lot of stats. The only drawback of them really is that you need to wait a fucking while to spawn one, even though you can combine them with the third skill, which is what the ego is based on. And they cost quite a bit, but really, at the release, Link soloed at least 60, if not 80% of all of the currently released stages in Arknights. And that's how fucking strong she was. And technically still is. And Link specifically is based on writing. I will not be able to properly talk about her lore, really, because I genuinely do not know her as much. So rely on other sources to get into that. Now.
흐릿한 곱게 접은 종이에 번졌으니 식구의 한
That's amazing.
빈 벼로에 남았구나.
Yep. Oh, wait, hold on. Did they get combined? Yeah! Yeah, it's exactly the mechanic. You spawn one guy for 18 DP, well, you basically wait 18 seconds to deploy a little Kuber. And then, if you place another facing him, then they will combine into a fucking monster with doubled stats. That also deals magic damage instead of physical. And by the way, our magic damage is always like the best option, because the damage calculated in Arknights is pretty simple. If it's physical damage, then it's it's attack minus defense of the enemy, which equals to damage. And usually, if the defense is actually higher than the damage itself, then you'll only be able to deal 5 minimum % of the damage, which is really not much. With arts, it's percentage based. If enemy has 50%, 50 resistance, that means that he takes only half of the damage. And usually, that's the best formula. So yeah, she's broken. I bet he will be too. Yeah, and the dragon is carrying a sword. Don't think about it too much. Piling. I should have fucking thought, even the palette itself is kind of similar. Also, the fucking jade eye. I am brought to shame for not realizing this later. Oh well, earlier. And he becomes a dragon. Who would have thought? That is cool, actually. Really fucking cool. Okay, now this... Oh, I see one of the enemies is so over. Yeah, I think this resembles one of the skins with all the swords being cut into the ground. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. I don't remember much about Link's sprites. I only like the basics of it. So yeah, I'm still raw dogging this shit, like Jesus Christ. Now, however, the two of them are operating on fundamentally different fields. No further elaboration is necessary. Agreed. The particular part of strategizing is not a part of Manager Dante's obligations. And even if there is a chance for them to engage in such elements, it may be too early to do so. I see, so that's how it is. It is. At least this is what Faust has judged. Where do I even begin? Okay, I'm gonna give you a short answer. Calcid is basically what... Calcid for Doctor is what Faust is for Dante, really. Especially in the earliest cantos, where she was explaining a lot to him after the amnesia. Yes, both of the protagonists of the games have amnesia. Really fun. And yeah, she basically served as almost like a guide for him, and checking into his character for quite a while. Obviously, they are character-wise a bit different, simply because of the type of reason for their behavior. But getting into those details is gonna be really painful. Just know that Calcid is probably one of the most influential characters in the game, and also a hag. This bitch is at least 600 years old, maybe a few thousands years old. Like, you see that young face on the fucking woman? That's a lie. That's a complete fucking lie. She's a hag. Now.
아득한 여정.
Jesus. I did not expect the actual Calcid to appear. What the fuck? In this journey in times of restlessness, search for hope and the future. Find your own answer.
주저하는 시대에서
Hi, monster.
희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을 구하시길.
Nice. Absolutely beautiful ego. Now, the only thing that I will explain is that monster, well, it is basically a unit that is connected to Calcid and basically her bodyguard. Yeah. Initially, a lot of people just think of monster as the kind of thing that lives in her spine because of the Elite 2 art, which is positioned in a way that feels like he's coming, well, she, my bad. I misgendered monster. It's fucking over. Right when she was released on the fucking EN server. Jesus Christ, I'm washed. Yeah. But many people thought that the monster actually lives in her spine, but no. Whenever he's in peaceful mode, he's just a comically large crystal, just floating around. Once again, explaining lore about her is also going to be quite complex. Just know that Calcid has been also a really broken unit for a fucking while, simply because monster deals true damage. Not physical, not magic, straight up true damage. And cooldowns for the skills were really low, like 15 seconds, when usually you would need to wait 35 seconds, 40 seconds. And for true damage skills, usually like 2 minutes. Well, specifically for Amiya as a unit. But, well, there's also Cliffheart, which is a Year 0 unit available from a release, which just deals true damage because she can. Those hooks are really fucking hurting, bro. Damn. Well, really, there was no other way around it, really. She was supposed to get Calcid ego, yeah. And she becomes monster. Oh, and yeah, monster is spelled a bit weirdly. Like, I think S or an E, I think it's an S, is replaced with a number 3. So it's like Monfrier. But let's be fucking real. I'm not gonna be trying to actually like read it as it's supposed to be. I don't even know how it's supposed to be read. So I'm just gonna call monster. And that's it. Interesting that she's still carrying a sword. Yeah. It really resembles... I think this resembles the area from the first skin of Calcid. Like in the distant future when she was like exploring like an area or something, collecting samples and stuff from the area. That's interesting. Corporations are by their nature organizations in pursuit of profit. Where did we hear that one? Yeah, surely that's not happening in the real life, right? Right. Yet, the activities of your corporation resemble those of charity organizations, as opposed to a pharmaceutical company. Yep. Is the odd that might explicate this blurred distinction? I just fucking realized it's Yi Zhang, isn't it? I should have fucking realized that the white text is Yi Zhang. Of course he would say, is there not that might explicate this blurred distinction? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Rosalind is, in the lore, a pharmaceutical company. But the fact is, even though it is mainly a pharmaceutical company, ever since like a few starts of like conflicts and such, They have been basically working to help all around the Terra with all kinds of fucking stuff, trying to sort out various issues, etc. On the basis, it is a pharmaceutical company, but it has enough power on its own to really overtake like one of the countries in the game. Like, considering just how much of the broken units are available as operators, like in lore specifically, not just in game, in lore. Like the Sewer siblings that I mentioned before, they're supposed to be deities. They're supposed to be gods. They're working for us. So that's fun. Yep, I'm living in brilliant glory. I already know who's gonna be happy about this on my server. Well, not my server, really. Just on the one that I'm in. Anywho! Don't fear the absence of brilliance.
이 검은, 이 명예는, 이 영광은 빛바래지 않을 테니.
Nice. Hi, Mliner. Honestly, well, first of all, like I said before, like in the notes themselves, I also said that he is gonna get ego from Mliner. Now, Mliner is a knight, basically. Technically was, but still. He is from a country of Kazimierz, basically representation of Poland in the game, and the entire country is, first of all, heavily capitalistic, like, eventually, like, honestly, really reliant on media, like ads, partially propaganda, I would say. Not direct one, but in essence, I would say. And also they have night competitions, which are unnecessarily brutal. And that's one thing that Mlina, I think, was standing against. And for some reason, anytime that we got like a Kazimierz event, the music specifically for battle, like specifically battle themes for that area, was usually like synth or dubstep. Think this through. Now, the most important thing that I can say about Mlina is the one thing that my friend, who is actually aware of, like a fan of Mlina and also reads fucking story more than I do, is that the entire point of Mlina is him trying to actually, well, not exactly save his country, but almost try to prevent some of the like capitalistic directions that it was going in. Like, he was actually trying to be a proper knight, trying to be trying to fight all of the corruption, I would say, that was going on with the government of the country and all of the capitalistic bullshit. But at some point, he pretty much gave up. Like, he became completely passive and just set into stagnation until a certain point. Like, even though he can fight and he is an operator in Arknights, he is basically just not as focused on battling anymore. At least from my perspective. If anything, ask someone... X? Huh. I didn't know I actually reached that level of... Huh. How did I miss? Anywho, like, I was genuinely, like, perplexed. Like, genuinely confused how the fuck did I manage that. But yeah, once again, I'm just a React boy right now. I am an expert in fish, not horses. Well, yes, he is a horse, you can see. So ask someone who is experienced with horses. So just any Arknights player that is currently playing Uma Musume. Pause. He's actually becoming a fucking centaur. He's becoming the knight in the background. Ooh, peak. Holy shit, he's becoming the centaur knight in the background. All the stars as well from the skin, from one of the skins. And the background is from another skin as well, from the first one that Mlina has obtained. that was basically showing a glimpse of him in the past, back when he was still trying to fight for justice, trying to be like an actual fighter for justice, for this kind of thing, trying to save everything. I heard something. Never mind. Yeah. Holy shit. Yep. And that's a Vow ego as well, which is, you know what, understandable. And also, he is due, like Gregor, he is due for some actually good content, like actually good fucking egos and stuff. And IDs really, but we're gonna have to wait for that. The strongest of his IDs are like Priest and Fire Fist. And even they are either really specific, like their kits are really specific, or they are the best specifically for a certain archetype, but not broken level good. Yeah. The Inquisition also executed many innocent people in their crusade against the Church of Deep. So, Iberia is the representation of Spain. The Inquisition, well, you can already guess where I'm going. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, except for Arknights players who already been through this shit. At least twice. I think thrice, really. And the Inquisition was basically supposed to be like a group of people that were basically almost like policemen, like guardians of the country, equipped with rapiers and specific handguns, which, well, if gunpowder was in the world of Terra, the gun would still be stronger than a fucking Desert Eagle. And also, you can really easily unload it without... well, actually, there is a lot of need. Not even need, but you need a lot of power and something else to properly shoot it as well. Not just because of the recoil, but of other various bullshit. But yeah, even though the Inquisition themselves were supposed to be protecting the country and trying to set order, set peace, trying to fight off the invasion from the sea, in their pursuit of trying to hunt down the Church of the Deep, which is basically the Seaborne partially collaborating with certain humans, people from Terra, and trying to assimilate, trying to help each other, and in the process take more land for the Seaborne. The Inquisition not just tried hunting down Church of the Deep, but also were killing basically anyone that they suspected would be connected to them in any kind of way. That is also one of the good examples of racism in the story itself, because as you may guess, considering that there is a lot of like separation of character, some people being healthy and other being infected, one being from one country and one from another, when a lot of wars have happened in the world as well, you would expect a shit ton of racism happening. And with the Inquisition situation, Iberia, which is mostly filled by Liberi, which are birds, would the Inquisition themselves, usually Liberi, would really suspect any Aegirian, basically fish people, yes, specifically from, technically from the Atlantis country, but still. Anyone that is Aegirian is already a suspect, because usually Aegirians are expected to be like related to Church of the Deep. Because both of them from the sea, both are really similar, both this kind of bullshit. Yep. Well, the language is new, but the idea itself is pretty familiar to the city folks like us. Think of feathers of falling wings, kids born in the backstreets, people who replace their body parts with prosthetics. The formative is yet the essence remains.
管理人のダンテさんですね。アミヤです。ブリーディング担当としてロドスアイランドから来ました。よろしくお願いします。
Oh. Now, Amiya. Well, she is the second... Actually, for me, it's probably one of the most important characters in the story that we know like the story that we are in Arknights, like the story that we are going through from the perspective of Doctor. Amiya is pretty much first of all, a Kotus, so Binui, bunny, and, well, almost the entire community basically considers her as our daughter. That is pretty much it. Oh, and also she is really fucking strong in the lore, and if I try to explain it once again, the video is gonna last like 2 hours. And all you need to know is that she's not just a bunny, first of all. Her race is mixed because of certain parts of the lore. And she is one of the most promising wielder of arts, I would say. Like, a lot of the characters in the game, we're seeing a lot of the potential in Amiya herself. And I realized that at some point, one of the characters, Silverish, I believe, said a line something like, at some point in the distant future, you, the Doctor, will put a crown on Amiya's head. And that line alone, from a year zero operator, on the release, became more and more relevant as the time went on. Also, we are fighting her in one of the alternative, scenarios, like what-if scenarios in the integrated strategies. Once again, roguelike mode. I genuinely didn't expect them to give us Japanese VA, honestly. Like, I am touched, by all means, absolutely. And it is also makes sense because it is iconic as well. But I genuinely expected them to give us Korean VA. Maybe we would be able to switch. Well, everything depends on the fact how they gonna communicate at the beginning of the story. Like, is there gonna be a language barrier? Like, everyone in the city is talking Korean, and technically everyone in the Terror is speaking Japanese with some of the regional profanities and regional language, etc. Honestly, the first word, the reason why I first wanted to say profanities because of every time that a Lungman, specifically Chinese, from the Chinese capital, characters swear or something, it's just replaced with Lungman profanity. Every time that some regional talk that is too much to translate or something, or try to almost integrate into the story, is just Lungman profanities, Ursa's profanities. But yeah.
担当としてロドスアイランドから来ました。よろしくお願いします。
I will get to you, you piece of shit. At some point, those monsters seem to realize that you are the one who's giving the order. I felt very much the same way. The strategy and behavior changed with fluidity, as though they were rapidly learning our patterns. As I have said at the beginning of the video, the entire problem with Seaborne is that they constantly fucking adapt to absolutely anything that you do. I will have to reference integrated strategies, unfortunately, again. In one of the endings, specifically the integrated strategies that was related to Seaborne lore, like the what-if scenario of what if the Seaborne actually started properly taking over the Terra, probably taking over the land. In one of the endings, it is explained that Ursus, representation of Russia, which has Emperor's blades, super soldiers, once again, who are almost filled with something that is really like a threat to life itself. Any land that they step on is gonna be completely painted black and emitting black smoke, and really the best explanation that we are being given by the game when we first learn about this is that any land that Emperor's blades step on is immediately the dominion of Ursus. In the game, it's a really annoying debuff, which if you are in the smoke itself, not only do you attack much slower, but also at any point, if the boss has the skill ready, he can undeploy your units. Not kill, undeploy them immediately. Because some units here and there can resist fatal damage. And Emperor's Blades don't give a fuck about all of your strategy. Like, they will just undeploy your ass if you're in the smoke. Now, in the integrated strategies, a shit ton of Emperor's Blades basically sacrifice themselves in order to protect Ursus from the invasion of the Seaborne, which led like a giant smoke wall of pretty much death itself being formed around the country. Like, any life form that stepped into that field or tried to pass it immediately would die of certain causes. The Seaborne? They adapted to that shit in 4 months, and since then did not give a shit. Death itself, basically. I know there is a proper explanation to talk about this, but it is pretty much death itself. Like, if you step into that smoke, you're cooked. So that's gonna be the biggest problem with the Seaborne enemies. And honestly, I am not fucking excited to see them in fucking MD. If we are seeing them in MD, and if this story is gonna be saved in the storyline, or, I doubt that it will be. I feel like it's gonna be more closer to April Fool events that we will be able to see, but we would not be able to replay them. Yeah, I really hope that they do give us some content in MD as well connected to those. And hopefully a permanent one at that. Like, randomly you can come across the collab pack. And that would be really cool. That would be really fucking cool. I'll check the enemy designs a bit later. And that's Silhouette of the Doctor. Efficient order. Natural altruism. The both virtues humanity should never lose sight of. But there's no such thing as absolutes when it comes to the value of life. Many people, after seeing this teaser basically of the artwork on Twitter from Project Moon account, well, specifically Limbus Company account, a lot have speculated that this is gonna be Stoltefera Navis that we are standing on, which is one of the few ships that were made in Iberia, I believe, which are referred to as the Golden Ships. Stoltefera Navis itself is basically translating to, I don't think it's Latin, but it's basically translated like a full ship. Like an idiot ship, this kind of thing. Considering that the ships themselves, the golden ships, once they have sailed into the sea, they have never been fucking heard of again until a certain point. In one of the biggest sea-related events in Arknights, which is also highlighted by the game as relevant to the story, like main story of the world. Even though in the actual storylines, like actual episodes, like Kantos, we are yet to get into that, which is really terrifying. But anywho, if we are standing on the golden ship, there is so much that is gonna go wrong, and there is so much to expect. But this is insane. Now let me check the enemies, because holy shit. Let's start for him. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this for other two. The art, like the background for Honglu's ego, is first of all mountains, yeah. But it is, I think, the background that you can see in Yan itself. So the Yan is a representation of China in the country, in the world of Terra. You can either see it on Elite 2 art and one of the skins, or you can see in the actual story itself, or maybe like the music, like EP video that was released for. I'm not exactly sure, but that's still cool. And for Scotty, well, Ishmael, this I believe is also from the skin, probably Elite, maybe Elite 2. Yeah, Elite 2 art, basically update free art. That's the background from there, unless it's from Sculptor version. And Actually, it could be also one of the background artworks as well. I'm not sure. It is like, even though it is really detailed and almost would seem like really specific, I cannot put my finger on it properly.
한눈 팔지 마세요. 내 마음이 당신에게 파도는 반드시 밀려올 테니.
Let me just... I'll be able to see here. First of all, the enemies are almost one-to-one to the ones that we see in the game. Like, just the fights themselves look a bit cooler. Now, enemies, the Seaborns themselves, are either like horrendous monsters beyond comprehension, sea terrors, really. That's how most of most of the civilians basically call them as. And they're basically really based on any kind of like plant-based life in the sea, even IRL. Like enemies in Arknights, the first event, are all similar to like either some kind of mass connected to the bones, like to enhance like the body and stuff, or straight up something that looks like flowers, as you can see. In the second event, specifically still the Overanalyzes, as I have said, the enemies are more coral based. You can see this guy almost like I would say not even a mussel, but something similar to that, like a mollusk with corals growing out of him, spikes. This guy is ranged, by the way, so that's gonna be annoying. As well as this guy who is, well, he doesn't look exactly like a coral, does he? But his entire point is that he has resistance to arts damage, and quite a big one. Oh, and he can also infect the tiles on the battlefield, which progressively like deal damage to you, and also build up your nervous impairment. Now, nervous impairment is one of the elemental types of damages in the game. It doesn't directly hurt you until you overcome, you reach a certain threshold, like 1,000 damage. Once you get a total of 1,000 damage or more, an effect is triggered based on the element itself that was used the most, against the enemy. One effect can decrease your arts resistance or defense and deal this type of damage, or it can decrease your SP, so like skill points, and also stop you from activating the skill itself, or even regenerating naturally until the effect is done. Nervous impairment is the worst one. Not only does it deal 1,000 true damage, which is usually a third, if not a half, or even more, of HP of a properly leveled up unit, and also stuns you for 10 seconds. Which is, you can guess how fucking annoying it may be when you usually directly block enemies in the game. You have ranged units, you have melee units, and some of the units have to be fucking blocked. And if that shit happens, and if you don't have any unit that would give you status resistance, you're fucked. Oh well, the wandering medics can also help with elemental damage, but that's besides the point. I just want to see the attack. You know what? Hopefully I'll be able to find the image. The sprite for Ishmael's corrosion heavily reminds me of Path Shaper, one of the enemies in Inquisition strategies, just a mini-boss basically. And especially Garcia. Like specifically Garcia, one of the characters there you could see completely became Seaborne. Like he was a human before, but he completely assimilated and lost just a bit of his consciousness. But he's still resisting like the influence of the Seaborne. Usually the Seaborne can infect you, really similarly to like Oripathy, but in a different way. And if you're infected by them, they're slowly gonna try to corrupt you and erase your personality technically, and basically make you assimilate with them and join their side, work with them. And Garcia, he completely assimilated. He already became monster-like, but he still has a lot of consciousness in him. Like, he's still actively resisting, as well as Alfonso, the captain of one of the golden ships. Oh, and also Alfonso and Garcia, that's, I guess, Doom Dioi. I will not be elaborating on that. Enemies. I need to see enemies. Now! I need a clearer image. I need a clearer image. Shall I be able to find it somewhere in here? Not here. Already disappeared. Now, Sea Reaper. This guy is one of the most annoying enemies in the game. Not as annoying as that fucking egg that I hate, but still. Those enemies start in the passive state. Like, they are really slow, they're really sluggish, they're not gonna hurt anyone, they're just gonna slowly reach your objective point, basically your base. If, by any chance, they get damaged, they immediately wake up, they open their eye, because usually the petals would hide the eye itself. The petals open, the thing screams like a motherfucker, and immediately starts rushing to the fucking exit. While also already you would be able to fight it. Well, not really fight it, but it starts to fight. And also, after you activate her, the enemy itself, and they have done the scream, they'll be constantly building up nervous impairment damage in a range, like as an AoE. The only drawback of them waking up is that they are losing a percentage of their HP after being awakened, but that still doesn't stop that still doesn't help with the fact that they are really annoying to deal with, especially back when the event was first released, the elemental damage was introduced, and we had no proper way to counter it. Like, the units we had were not really suited for the job. Now, let me check if there's anything else. No. I think the 5 enemies that we are being shown is Ledog, like just a small kind of creature covered with bones. The Pedal Monster. Let me just check the name. Yeah. Pocket Sea Crawler, there you go. That's, no, Deep Sea Slider. Pocket Sea Crawler is the egg. Based on Sea Reaper is the guy that I was talking about that screams a lot. Primal Sea Piercer, I hope we will see them as well. It's just a flower, but with a fucking, almost like a harpoon pierced through the body. And I don't remember the name of this guy and this guy, but still. Yeah. Rebellion de las Masas. That's absolute fucking cinema. That's absolute motherfucking cinema. Holy shit, you don't need to see all of that. Good damn. Faust is a stand user who stands his own stand. True! Actually fucking true. I'm still shocked by the fact that Faust just summons fucking Calcis straight up. Like, don't even need... Like, she cannot fucking operate with monster herself. She needs some fucking help from another fucking person that actually owns the fucking girl. Whew! Goddamn. Well, if you've actually listened for this long to my fucking yapping, like, genuinely... Well, I cannot really thank you. You just wasted your time. My bad. Yeah. Still, I guess, really, thank you for listening to my yap. Especially the... Is that a fucking fly? I'm already getting distracted. I'm completely locked out now. Yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be able to upload more content as soon as I fix some of the issues with my laptop, as well as my life in this fucking country. Yes, I have to live in London. Tough luck. And I guess the next time, if, well, you will see me, I'll be playing Limbus Company at the update and doing pulls and going through the story. Actually, I think I'll be doing just... No, I will try to stream it. I will try to... I think I will consider it at least. Or as the bare... Holy shit. As the bare minimum, I will consider like pulling. So yeah, that is pretty much it from me. Really excited. Hopefully, I just wanted to come now. I'm gonna come now. And you will be afraid of that. Okay, I'm going off topic. That's it. Video done. I'm finally free, technically. I still need to fucking edit this in some minimalistic way. Yeah, that's it. See ya. Is this button? I hope it is. It's not.
아득한 여정, 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을 구하시길.